Welcome, guys. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay, first of all. All good. Thank you, first of all, for attending the last session of today. I just want to appreciate the time you're spending with us today. The three key themes we're going to cover today are we're going to show you how to build apps on the Lightning platform. We're going to show you a demonstration also of how we do that today, covering two key products. And you're also going to hear, which is going to be the best part of the session, which is going to hear from one of our customers, Fulton Hogan, and hear their success story. Now, like every good Salesforce presentation, please, forward-looking statements, please make your purchasing decisions based off currently available products. So, no doubt you would have heard the fourth industrial revolution in many presentations today. But what does it mean for you? Well, the first is that it's fundamentally transforming our society. And as we watch it grip our customers, it's shifting them from analog experiences through to digital experiences. And in essence, every company is transforming the relationship they're having with their customer, but it's also changing how they sell, how they service, and how they're marketing to their customers. This is also changing how they build applications. And we're all connecting with customers in a new way. Salesforce exists to help you better connect with your customers. And we have products that you'll be very familiar with, sales and service, all the way through to industry clouds and collaboration tools. And everything we do is to give you that 360-degree view of your customer and to serve them better. Now, today's focus is going to be on these key areas. In summary, the tools that are going to empower you to build rich custom applications for your customers, your employees, and your partners. Now, everyone, or I would say everyone, is demanding that engaging customer experience. And companies like Amazon, Netflix, and Uber, well, they've raised the bar when it comes to that mobile experience, and we're now expecting that same experience in the workplace. We know that 76% of consumers know who we are when we call and understand their needs and provide them a platform that's both online and also mobile. And ultimately, these experiences are delivered through apps. The other stat that we know is that 158% more apps are needed every single year. And that's creating a strong demand on their teams to deliver these apps. But the trouble is that building apps isn't really that easy. You have to hire the right skills, you've got to automate the processes, you've got to integrate external systems, and you've got to make sure that those apps are governed and are compliant. And these are all complicated issues. The funny thing is, whether you're in IT or business, they're the same challenges. This is where the Lightning platform comes in. It's an application platform that empowers business and IT to come together and work together. We have no code that empowers declarative developers to build apps with drag and drop, and we have pro-code tools that unleash the potential of your developers, allowing them to work on what's highest value. And lastly, we have a suite of enterprise services to enable you to build apps without having to build these from scratch, things like collaboration and security. The Lightning platform will allow you to develop your apps 57% faster. Now, for the rest of today's session, we'll be walking through why building apps can be everyone's business. We're going to explore the Lightning platform and the new wave of developer, the citizen developer. And we're going to showcase how IT can empower developers to build apps fast, yet still maintain that trust through governance and controls. And lastly, we'll show you how to embrace the new technologies in the future. Now, as I mentioned before, the Lightning platform empowers everyone to build engaging apps and experiences. And business users, or citizen developers as they're now called, are Salesforce admins and business analysts who can now build apps with no code. And your technical talent, well, they're the programmatic developers, and they're empowered to build apps with modern development tools. Importantly, the Lightning platform represents that one platform that your business users and developers can build apps for your customers and your employees. Now, sometimes you want to build a bespoke app, and it doesn't get any more no code than installing apps from the App Exchange. And the App Exchange is the #1 business app marketplace. Our ISVs and partners have built over 4,000 solutions that can be plugged into your Salesforce org with a click. And these are not just solutions for sales and service, they are also for finance and for legal and for operations and so on. And to date, over 6 million of these apps have been downloaded and providing a rapid time to value for our customers. But as I said, you may often want to build your own apps. And this is where the suite of the no-code tools come in. So you can build rich apps with websites with no code. And at every layer of the application, from the data all the way through to the user experience, the Salesforce platform has drag and drop tools to empower declarative developers. Just imagine spreadsheet users transforming into power users on Salesforce. Now at Dreamforce, we announced 2 key products, an innovation to further improve the citizen developer on our platform. The first one is Lightning Object Creator. It lets you take a spreadsheet and automatically convert it into a Lightning app. And the second announcement is a Lightning Flow Builder that lets you automate business process visually. Both of these products are being used in the demo today. Now, another announcement you would have heard this morning at the keynote was my Trailhead. The commitment we've made is to upskill our developers using Trailhead, and it's a new way of learning all about Salesforce products. Salesforce developers simply create a free account, a developer sandbox, and they pick a trail they'd like to complete. And as you know, when they've completed that trail, they have a badge on their profile. And to date, we now know that this number has just gone up to 12 million badges completed. People can learn everything about building an app, process automation, and also how to customize their mobile apps. We've seen incredible adoption of Trailhead, and it's not just transforming customers and environments, it's also transforming the careers. Now, I'd like to show a video of a customer, a trailblazer who's developed an awesome solution on the platform. Let's roll the video.
People hide their smile if they're not confident in it. And through hiding their smile, they basically can't really present themselves in an authentic way. Align is a company that improves people's smiles.
There are 300 million people in the world who could improve their smiles, and the only way we can reach all of them is digitally. As we grow and scale globally, we needed a platform that had the agility and the flexibility to support all the different go-to-market models. And that flexibility only the Lightning platform could provide us. We've actually been using the Lightning platform to create the consumer engagement experiences end-to-end. They go to Invisalign.com, they can find a doctor, they're able to schedule their appointments online.
At the appointment with the doctor, records get taken and the doctor uploads them into our Invisalign doctor site.
The Doctor Portal app is our single interface for the doctors with Align. All our customer-facing portal apps are all running on the Lightning platform.
We have a lot of citizen developers who were able to really learn Salesforce platform pretty quickly, how it works and how much is already available as out-of-the-box configuration versus customization.
The Lightning platform has empowered us to make changes quicker, which means we're able to serve the needs of our customers quicker.
I'm enthusiastic about it, not just about business growth. It just shows you how many patients and consumers we're touching out there with our technology.
We're able to release features to our customers every 2 weeks. We don't have to wait 6 months or 9 months.
We were able to build apps 30 to 40% faster than before. We've got numerous number of examples where our admins, like business admins, not even in IT, where they have delivered some of their solutions back to their business without even talking to us. So that's the constant innovation that we need, right? So IT should not be bottleneck. IT should be partnering with the business.
Salesforce and the Lightning platform helps us deliver the engagement experiences unlike anyone else.
Lightning platform is a game changer.
The business is going to die if it doesn't innovate. The revolution today, a lot of it is IT driven. We use the tools that Salesforce provides in order to move forward on that. We see the capability we have. We see what we can deliver to the marketplace. We see how we can make consumer lives better. That's what gets us up every day and makes us excited.
Great story, showing the power of the platform. I want to now introduce Judy Mike, that's going to give you another story. But this time we're going to build it live to let you guys see how we're building our platform. I'm not going to say much more to steal the thunder. I'll let Mike do that.
Hey.
Welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Hi, guys.
Thank you, Peter.
So I'm Mike Burnside, and I'm the product lead for Platform in APAC. I've been with Salesforce probably longer than I want to admit. And our first equivalent of World Tour would have fitted in a cafe, I think. And now it's amazing. So the most common question I'm asked, which is a little bit ironic, is what's the platform? And I'll explain it like this. It's a set of technologies and tools and best practices and even licenses that lets you build custom apps that don't fit into the traditional Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, and other clouds. So with that, I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk all the time, you want to see a demo. So I want to paint a picture. Imagine we are Northern Trail Outfitters. So we're a retailer and we're on a growth trajectory. We're opening stores. Now, we're currently using this spreadsheet. It worked better at rehearsal. This spreadsheet to track our store openings. Now, as an old data modeler, you can infer a lot about a system by looking at how it's been designed. And you can see with this spreadsheet that we're storing the names of stores, and over time, it's pretty likely that this has evolved from storing just a list of stores and statuses and names into effectively a kind of an application. It's trying to store things like the status of a store opening and the budget for a store opening. And it turns out that, like many of you in your businesses, this is not an uncommon situation where spreadsheets are used as a proxy for real applications in a sense. So, but the truth for NTO is that they've outgrown the spreadsheet. So, you know, they put their heads together and they've come up with kind of 4 big requirements, if you like, for a future application. Okay, so the first requirement is that the data in this future application has to be secure. I mean, you can see by looking at this, some of this is probably commercial in confidence. I mean, the project budget, for example. And it's very important that only certain users see certain of those fields. So security is number 1. Number 2, opening a store, and this is probably resonates with you in many of your applications. Opening a store is a team sport. There are many people participating in the opening of a store. And so the second requirement of any app that we're going to build is it's got to encourage and support collaboration. Because we want to leverage the business knowledge of our business users in formulating how this app actually works. We want to encourage input. The third thing is, and in this case, store openings involve people doing their work outside of the office. I mean, I imagine there are people going to a store site and doing compliance checks and reviewing the site and so forth. So application has to be mobile. That's pretty standard. But I guess finally and most importantly, the future application has to automate what is currently essentially a manual process. Now, I know we're using a spreadsheet, but behind the scenes, and this will resonate with some of you, there's probably a whole lot of paperwork that is associated with opening a store. So the fourth requirement is we need to automate the business process. Now, like you, NTO perhaps doesn't have the budget to embark on a big mobile traditional development project. What they do have, and I'm hoping that you have this too, is a set of skilled and motivated, enthusiastic business users that can actively participate in building this app. Now, I brought along today the Salesforce admin from NTO, Mia, who will be played today by the aspiring actress Judy Fang from Sales Engineering. So Judy, apparently you've been on Trailhead and you've figured out a way to take that spreadsheet and turn it into an app. And I'd love to see it, and I'm sure the folks here would love to see how you did it.
Yeah, happy to share it. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mia here. So, Mike, you were right on the money there in terms of Trailhead being that fun, free, and gamified learning platform for anyone who wants to learn more about Salesforce. And it just so happened that I was on Trailhead and I came across this announcement for the object creator, and I somehow automagically got it. And I'm using it here, and what I can do is actually convert that spreadsheet that we saw earlier into an app. So if I upload that spreadsheet, it's making a best guess of all the fields that I would like to have in there. So it saves me heaps of time and effort of manually creating fields myself. Once I'm happy with that, I'll click next to make a few adjustments. For example, a field type. So if I want to change the status field type from a text to a drop-down list to ensure the data coming through is clean, I can do so. And once I'm happy with that, I'll name the object and click Finish. And what's happening now is that the object creator is creating the object itself. It's creating all the fields inside of that object, as well as loading all the data from the spreadsheet into now an app. So in a matter of seconds, I just created 19 fields and populated 76 records.
Fabulous. So let's recap. I didn't see any Sales Cloud or Service Cloud in there at all. What Mia's done is extend, if you like, the Salesforce platform to include the capabilities to support a brand new business process. And that's kind of the definition of what the platform is. But let's not talk about it. Let's go and have a look at the app, Mia. Okay, so you can see a list of the data. Requirement 1 was security. Well, the data is now loaded into Salesforce. We can determine who can see it, who's got access to edit and create and update and all the other operations supported. And that's kind of just been done. If we drill into the, maybe anchorage, you'll see that behind the scenes, it goes far beyond just a simple list of data. We've now got a fully functional app, actually, and it's automatically incorporated. I can see there's a chatter feed, so the collaboration side of things has been done for us. And I'm pretty sure you're excited enough to tell everybody about what you've managed to achieve, so go ahead. Looks like people are pretty, yes. Okay, Harold. Harold over in compliance, Mia.
There's always a Harold in every company, always.
He's drawn up a business process that he wants to ensure that this process is a compliant and reproducible process. Okay, he's actually taken a photograph of a whiteboard. I think that's a platypus. I'm not sure why he's put a platypus. But he's drawn it up.
Psyduck from Pokemon. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, now Mia, I know you've been working on implementing this in Salesforce. You're going to take that and you're going to make an automated process. Show us how it's done.
Sure can do. So, really stoked about this. This is a really cool tool that I'm using called the Lightning Flow Builder. And what I can do is drag components from the toolbar on the left there onto the main canvas on the right there and have Salesforce automatically execute processes for me. Now, I've already built some of Harold's process there, but the key and the final thing that I need to do is ensure that any signatures that we need to capture before the store is open is actually captured. So in order to do that, I need to drag an input screen onto that canvas, and I'll name it Missing Signature. And what will happen now is when a signature is needed, again, we have to create that connection. When a signature is needed, should it be missing on the store record, we can capture that. And to do so, we need to actually put in a signature component. It's important to note that standard Salesforce doesn't have that signature component, but just as I can download apps for my iPhone, so whether it be a dating app like Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or a banking app like CommBank, I can download business apps from the App Exchange, which is Salesforce's component ecosystem. So I find a signature capture component on the App Exchange, put that onto the page, name it, bada bing, bada boom. Harold's process is done.
That is amazing. Okay, so let's just recap again. What Mia's actually done is she's created she hasn't written a line of code as far as I can see. What she's done is automate a business process that, again, has nothing to do with the CRM side of things. It's a key business process for Northern Trail. And she's done it by dragging components from a palette on the left-hand side onto the main canvas. So, and she's even incorporated a component from the App Exchange, which is pretty amazing. But I'd like to see it in action, Mia. Why don't we take it for a spin?
Let's do this. So we're back on the Anchorage record page.
Yeah.
And for me to execute this process of actually opening that store, all I need to do is simply click Open Store. What is it? I'm missing a leasing signature. So what I can do now, because I built it on the Lightning Flow Builder just moments ago, I can now capture all the signatures that's needed to finalize this process. And you can also see my beautiful award-winning signature. And just like that, the signature is captured and everything is ready to go for us to open the store. And when I click finish, the Anchorage store is now officially opened and we can welcome more customers to Northern Trail Outfitters.
That's fantastic. Well done. So the platform includes a set of technologies to support everybody from a business user who wants to use essentially no-code development, and we showed you a couple of examples today, all the way through to the support required for professional developers who really do want to write code. So in a few minutes, I hope that was instructive for you. What we've managed to do is take a spreadsheet for a business process that's key to us, and we've managed to load the data securely into Salesforce and start to show you how to automate some of those key business processes. So with that, my time is up. I'll hand back to Peter. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Awesome demo.
Thank you. See you all at drinks.
Yeah. Well done, guys. That's an awesome demo. I love seeing the power of how a web browser can just automate those processes. Very, very impressive. Okay, let's look at how do we build a platform and with trust, okay? So, coming back to the spectrum of no-code to low-code, building fast with trust is all about IT empowering developers with the modern tools that they need. So let's take a look at some of the tools available for modern developers. There are Lightning components. We have Heroku, which is one of my favorite products. Allows you to shift that code without infrastructure. We have Salesforce DX, and we have environments. Now, the fourth industrial revolution is also creating an explosion of different systems and integrating all of these systems together to deliver an engaging experience has never been more important than before. And this is where MuleSoft comes in. It lets your developers connect any application, any data, any device, and now you can unlock the siloed data across your organization, leverage and manage APIs, and create a truly connected experience for your customers, your partners, and employees. Now, Salesforce has always embraced the latest technologies. You know, we began as one of the pioneers of the cloud, and we've embraced other technologies like the shift to apps, social, mobile, citizen developer, IoT, and now AI. And it's important to note that baked into when you build your application on the Lightning platform, these technologies are already included. The Lightning platform is future-proof, and it's going to help you with important advancements in technology so you can deliver the innovations to your customer. Now, for the most important part of this presentation is to introduce a customer. So I'd like to introduce Chris and Luke on stage. Yeah, come on stage, guys. We've got some special chairs all the way from the back of the office. So there's going to be three key themes that I'd like Chris and Luke to talk about. Chris is from Fulton Hogan, and Luke is a platform account executive based in New Zealand. You're going to hear three key themes from this customer story. The first one is how Chris increased accuracy and decreased errors by digitizing a paper process. And you're also going to hear how a $3 million saving per year has been created across 4,600 employees. And finally, you're going to hear how the team has built 23 apps that are servicing over 7,000 users. So thank you again, guys, and I'll leave it over to Luke to answer questions.
Thanks,
Thank
Peter.
you.
And thanks for being here, Chris. Really appreciate it, and you sharing your story with the audience. So before we kick off and start talking about what you've done with the platform, can you just outline who Fulton Hogan are, what they do, just so everybody can understand?
Yeah, sure. So Fulton Hogan, we're a horizontal infrastructure company. So that means we look after and build roads, bridges, water systems, and wastewater systems, basically.
Okay. So you've got 23 apps. can you tell us about basically your footprint with Salesforce as of today?
Yep, for sure. So, yep, 23 apps. We've got 7,000 users. We've got a wide variety of apps across different parts of our business. One example is our EDJR app, which is used by our foremen on site when they are actually leading road crews and doing works on the road, and they just capture everything that happens during the day. And we can use that information to create billable information for the customer, like how much plant we used, how much labor we used, and various things like that. Another example is our e-timesheets application, where our users have an application on their iPhone, or they use their foreman's iPad, and they can capture all their timesheet information at the end of the day. And that goes back into Salesforce using SDK, Salesforce SDK, and that's how we have that information in the Salesforce cloud database on the platform. And yeah.
Great. And so you've got 7,000 users. A lot of those, well, the large majority are out there in the field, in New Zealand, in Australia, in the middle of nowhere often, building roads and other infrastructure. What team do you have internally supporting that, and how do you go about developing new apps with partners?
Yep, so we've got a team of, my team is 4 other people, and we do a bit of admin, and a bit of development, and a bit of looking after the system, and then we work closely with a couple of vendor partners, especially a strategic partner, and we develop the mobile apps together with our business users, using pilot groups, prototype, building the user interface, designing the user interface together with the business users, and yeah.
Great. And yesterday we were having a conversation about how it all started, and you know, I know a lot of people struggle getting the first stone built.
Yeah.
Can you share your story around how you got that first app up and running, and what you'd recommend as a process?
Yeah, so for us, when Fulton Hogan originally got the Salesforce platform, the kind of idea was that it would replace those Excel databases and Access databases. So we didn't have that nice tool that we got shown today to automatically build the database from the Excel spreadsheet, but we did that manually. And then what we realized is that we also had this database and the iOS SDK and the APIs that allowed us to connect remote apps like a iOS Apple phone app and capture the data and have it appear in Salesforce. So we got the ability, we got permission to build a small prototype app for our daily job report app. And we got about 11 iPads and a very small budget, and we built the prototype app like that, got permission to fail, to try something and fail, and it was quite successful.
Okay, and so how do you go then from a prototype and a few years later, 23 apps live at the moment, a few retired, and I guess the size and scale of those applications and the complexity is also a lot.
So I guess part of it was the success of the whole process, because it works quite well. The technology just works. And then it was sort of a realization for us as well about how to get the value proposition out of our Salesforce platform, which is where when we're paying for that platform license for a user, if we give them one app that's built on the platform, the ROI is not that high. But if we can build a suite of apps that that person can use, then the ROI becomes very viable. And it's the same with the device. If we give them the iPad or the iPhone for one app, like we give a foreman an iPad, if we give him one app on that iPad, the ROI is not very high. But if we give him a suite of 10 apps that he's using, suddenly the value is there.
Yeah, and Peter touched on one of the apps in particular, and around the return on investment on that. Could you just touch a bit more on that?
Yep, so we recently bought an e-timesheets application, and we've done a big project rollout to almost 4,500 users. It'll be 4,500 users by the time we finished. The time that it takes to process a timesheet when it was a piece of paper, it had to be faxed to the office, it had to be manually captured by someone. We cut that processing time down by 400%. And over 4,500 people, that's going to save us $3 million a year. So although it cost us a bit to build the app, it's a worthwhile investment.
Okay. I really like that story.
Yeah, very happy with that one.
And my favorite question is, what's next? What are you excited about? What are the cool things you're going to look at doing going forward this year and
yeah, so it's really exciting because on the Salesforce platform, we keep getting new tools that we can work with and new ways that we can do things. And one of the new things that come out is the customer communities branded apps that we can build. So one of our potential use cases that I'm investigating for that at the moment is to build a shareholder portal on a customer community for the shareholders in the company, so they can then log in, get a branded communities app on their iPhone that they can download from the Apple iStore. That's all managed by Salesforce and Apple, and then they can log in and get information from the company, like how many shares they've got, and see their shareholdings and stuff like that. Another thing I'm very excited about is the voice recognition. What do you call that technology again?
Einstein Voice.
Einstein Voice. So that I've just learned a little bit more about today. So instead of, when you've got an iPhone, processing your inputs via the iPhone is quite cumbersome. So if we can move some of those inputs to voice and say, I want to create a new DJR into the phone, and then it opens a new DJR instead of using the buttons, that could be pretty cool. And then the other one is looking at some smart image recognition technology. So at the moment, our users do a lot of stuff like they want to add a piece of plant. So they have to go and look at the piece of plant, get the registration number, they type it in. Okay, we do have a list of recently used ones, but sometimes they have to search for it, and it takes a bit of time. So what we want to do is have that image recognition where you can just point the camera of your device at the piece of plant, like if it's a roller or a truck or whatever. It'll look at the registration, automatically turn that into text, search the database, and bring up, pop up the piece of plant for you, and you just have to input how many hours you've used it for. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much again for being here.
Thanks, Luke.
And thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Luke. Very grateful for you to come on stage and share that story. It's really inspirational. I love the ROI discussion where you went from 1 app to 10 apps and how that transformed your decision to do more. So thank you so much. And thanks, Luke, for sharing and asking the questions. Okay, so that's how the Lightning Platform, ladies and gentlemen, is helping customers bring citizens developer and bring an app development to the table to build with IT together. I want to thank everyone for their time. There is a Lightning Platform guide. If you haven't zapped in when you come in, if you find someone to zap, we will get that to you. And I just want to say thanks to everyone again for taking the time and listening to our story on the Lightning Platform. Have a great evening. Thank you.